All right. Where am I? Yes. Yeah, he is. But we'll leave it at that for the moment. Un momento. Yes, yes, yes. What's happening? Okay, there we go. No, this is not the noon report. No, it is not. Completely false. Nope. Emergency Sunday. Why not? Yep. Yes. I'm going to let everybody file in. Folks, we don't often do this, but this certainly warrants it. First of all, I want to thank our new subscribers. And then I'm going to get to the matter at hand. Let me address everyone, folks. Again, we're not going to go that long. We have two major stories. There's Linda. Hi there, Brian. Can't hear me. What about everybody else? Yes. Hi there, Anthony Santos. Am I going to fall for this? I don't know that person. All right. See, there's the audio. Who put that? Who's getting blocked? The volume is not down. Your volume is down, Brian. Before we block you, for instance, am I going to fall for this? Sounds fine to me, Brian. Hey, Helen Keller, what's your problem? Thank you, Jennifer Matson. There she goes. Starts it off. Yes, if you can hear, folks, weigh in if you think should we ban Brian? Brian Avila. I don't know, Brian. Not looking good. Yeah, that's a little late on that. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew says there's Diane. There's Matthew. Folks, we have two major stories. Belinda says she can hear me fine. Thank you very much, Jane Rice. Brian Avila, we need an explanation. Are you getting banned? Brian said there's no audio, said no volume. Can't hear you. Now, the reason why I point to that is a lot of people that think there's Lynn Miller says audio video. There's Lois. Oh, now Brian says the sound is good. What are you, McKee? Oh, now it's okay. I thought you said there was no volume, Brian Avila. See, folks, there's Renee Schmidt. All right, I'm not wound up, other than we have been working all weekend. There's Matthew. There's Kurt. Linda says I'm fine. Ann says I'm fine. John DeSanto says we're fine. Brian Avila says there's no sound or audio, Brian. There we go. There's Tracy. Yes. Pat says it's fine, Brian. Brian, you know what? We'll bring in the sign language person for you. Where's Brian Avila? Oh, we have our sign language person. And the reason I say that, folks, Kathleen says it's fine. There's Cindy Ramos. People have been wondering where she is. Everyone says the audio's fine, Brian. Hola. Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. Now, folks, I just want to break it to you. Yep. Loud and clear, says Jeff Bakari. Linda says, I'm deaf and I heard you. Now, there's our friend Sal, who is the genius of DePietro.com. Sean Tobin, Sean from North Providence is watching. There we go. He forgot to turn up his volume, but that's not what he put. Now, folks, here's the thing, though. I'm going to break it to you, and I'm not going to waste too much more time on this, but that is annoying. He must be a state worker, says Matthew. I'll, at first, you had no volume. No, at first, I wasn't speaking, Colleen. Don't try to make excuses for Helen Keller here. Folks, that is, see, Tracy can hear me fine. Just so everyone knows, there's Jennifer. Do people like when Ann says everything is perfect, right? The brilliant moderator. Is this live? Yeah, that's right, Sal. Is this live? That was the other night, right? We're at Pawtucket. Now, are you live? Thank you, Christine. Look at the numbers climb. We're almost at 200. Now, just so people understand, this is a prank that some people borders on like a knock knock joke. Some people do. They go on to a live stream and they say, "Oh, I can't hear you." I mean, so that's right, Kurt. That is exactly right. Tony Avila says it's good. Well, explain your paisan there. Thank you, Kelly. Now he's thanking people that are trying to say it wasn't that loud. Thank you. Sal's with Pat Cordelessa. All right. Let me get back on track here. There's Timmy Graziano. Thank you, everybody. All right. Do you guys want to hear the Pawtucket news first, or do you want? Or do you want to hear the Washington Bridge? I could go either way, meaning there's Gordon Rogers, Rep. Rogers. Maybe I'll have him on the show. The other Republicans at the State House won't come on. Rep. Rogers, if you'd be so kind to, yeah, he was in McFly's office. Brian Avila is working on the bridge. If who is Gordon Rogers, Rep. Rogers, if you would be so kind to explain to Senator Jessica de la Cruz that the people on the buses that are arriving in Chicago, New York, soon to be Rhode Island, they're illegal. She thinks they're legal citizens that have gone through the process. So she said, well, I think we could take them in. I mean, I'm in favor of legal immigration. Minor catch there. I will get everyone's saying the bridge. All right. There's Amanda. Yes, they did. Amanda, you can't fool her. Boy, that looks like the story. Well, first of all, they found the person who did it. All right, let's get on track here, Juan. Let's be kind. She does have some connection. Now, first of all, they've had the individual, of course, Brian. Oh, is that Brian? Is that what you want, the bridge? Why don't we do something on people that get banned on Juan's live stream? Brian, I've yet to see any stars coming our way. We could bring this whole thing to a halt. All right, now, first of all, there's Joe Perry. They've had the individual in custody. I've had the name. We didn't release the name. We had it, could have gone with it. Those that have been communicating with me, I'll just address it. I like after I post the story, the people that then tell me, hey, did you know? Oh, really? Folks, remember, there are some people that sometimes send me things that we post. And I've even had people send me videos that I'm in saying, yeah, this guy says that he was there and there was a shooter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That video looks interesting. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear it looks like me. I kid you not. Oh, all right. Hold on. I want to just, what is that? All right. Here we go. They caught the person. All right. First of all, he's been in custody. Second, there he is, Mickey Fernandez. Now, there's several interesting things about this. Mickey Fernandez, what a goon. What a total, complete. This is what a zero looks like. This is what a zero looks like. So, all right, bridge people, hold on. There he is. Okay, now, gee, where is that posted? Oh, there it is. Salon killer suspect, Mickey Fernandez. If I didn't know any better, that looks like DePietro.com. Further investigation. Detectives in the AG's office, the person of interest who they've had in custody, Mickey Michael Fernandez, Pawtucket, charged the fatal shooting of Jocelyn DeCudo. Now, again, we've had the name since Friday night, but anyhow, it's nice of the rest of the media to finally acknowledge the name of the victim. This is interesting, though. Charged with domestic murder. Not exactly sure what that means, although they had been in a relationship. Discharge of a firearm resulting in death. Carrying a pistol without a license. Boy, it's hard to believe he's not following the law. Large capacity feeding device, which is prohibited. There were a lot of shots fired. Domestic violation of a no contact order. Can you imagine this goon refused to follow the no contact order? Folks, I feel terrible. This is the scene outside of the salon. As you know, we were there, right? In the cold, freezing cold, actually. I'm in that cold since Poland. Friday night, but I just feel terrible for Jocelyn. Very talented. By the way, I have since now heard that she was a fan of On the Scene live stream. There's Den Leo. I don't know what that means. Take someone home. I don't know what that means. No, we're not. He is. He was working out of the garage, Linda. Your information is accurate. He was working out of off the books. There's Gracie Perry. He is. What a total dirtbag. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get to the bridge in just a moment. But folks, the thing about this, the number one, very good job by Pawtucket Police. Uh, no matter what's going to happen going forward, it's not going to bring her back. I want to just touch on something though, and then I'm going to talk about the bridge because the bridge is important. So now, a couple things. First of all, the subscribers know, I believe, what I'm going to say. I can't control who posts on the page. I repeat, I can't control who posts on the page. That should be more than obvious to people. But the subscribers know. Now, we had someone last night, I forget her name, Um, but I did share with the subscribers. There's two things I just want to address about the pawtucket thing. Let me just find it. I'm gonna get to the religious element of this. Where is it? We have been working nonstop since Friday night. I'm gonna get to the bridge. I love the people trying to defend McKee and De Silva. I'm not sure why you would. Where is it, Juan? It's right. Hold on. No, that's not it. Oh, okay. No, that's not the one. All right, I'll just get to it quickly. Um, it was someone that posted, don't put the name of the suspect. And then she said, let's not give this suspect criminal any recognition. So don't even put the name. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. But folks, just hear me out. Listen, I am fun that is so moronic. I couldn't even contain myself. Don't put the name of a murder suspect out into the public. Time out. First of all, public right to know. You have a right to know. You do. Who are criminals around you? This woman, I can't believe I couldn't find it. I had a copy of it. No, don't put the name. Because, I had Mickey Fernandez. There was someone else that was trying to say it was another name. But this business of don't identify, we're not, that's not recognition. If there's someone that's arrested on sexual assault, see what that is, that's a progressive do-gooder. That's like a liberal individual. So, oh no, let's not mention the name Joe Riley. There it is. Yeah. It's more important to speak of the victim. Let's not name the suspect who did it. Wrong. What? Joe Riley. I've never heard of her. Why give them any more than they deserve? It's time to start giving them any public recognition. Listen, it's not public recognition. Number one. Number two. What do you mean? Let's not name the people that are suspects in very violent crime. We're not giving any credit on them. We have a right. You have a right to know if there's someone who is a suspect or is arrested for a very violent crime. Number one, the public has the right to know. Number two, many times with these individuals, just so we're all clear, it's not giving them any recognition. It's not giving them a platform. Many times when people hear about that, they say, "Oh, I know something about that." It helps police if then people come forward on that. Yes. Well, they did. Well, there is no death penalty in Rhode Island. So, yeah. Well, that's a whole nother thing Joe wrote. But can you imagine, Brenda? Don't give them any credit. Linda, we're not giving them any credit. Like what? I don't understand that statement. I'm not. Do you think I'm saying hooray? Don't give them any credit. Let me just, again, folks, remember, you don't have to put statements here. You don't have to put a comment. But if you put a comment, it's going to be challenged. That's not credit. If there's someone that's arrested on suspect of being child molester, are you saying don't release the name to the public? I don't understand what these people are talking about. There's Jonathan Barrett. I don't know that, Jayla. It's possible. It's possible. We absolutely, Dawn, have a right to know who these criminals are. What are these? I want to know. Yes, exactly. All right, Linda, I can't follow your statements. All right, that's number one. Number two, folks, I want to just address this. I will talk about the bridge. Now, Pawtucket, listen, I don't know. This guy's a nutcase. You can read everything on DePietro.com, admittedly. It does get tiresome when people send me information that we post hours earlier on the website. When in doubt, check that. But there's one other thing. Now, again, hear me out. And I'm not trying to upset anyone. I'm not. But they don't. Yes. Thank you, Tammy. Yes. Exactly, Andrea Lemire. One of my new favorite person. I don't know that. Oh, you repeated what she said. Folks, that's not the way our society works. This Joe Lynn. No, don't even listen. That's not recognition. Do you think this guy's getting recognition mugshot? He's going to get dragged into court in handcuffs? Don't give them the no. That see, I'll tell you what that is. That's a progressive do-gooder that always tries to protect the criminals. They want to eradicate, erase arrest records. No, excuse me. If someone is accused of a crime, and I mean, first of all, he wasn't arrested. He was detained. Police were on the right. I'm sure they found more evidence. But I just want to be clear about that. Like, to me, the number one priority is the safety of the community. And obviously, the arrest and the case against that individual, right? For who they killed. And there was a brutal execution. I, I mean, I'm not going to get too gory here, but he shot her in the head. So it was he's totally a nutcase. I had heard he was in Butler recently. I don't have that fully confirmed. We probably won't find that out. But I was taken aback. Like, don't even mention you should not even release the name of the person responsible. I fundamentally disagree with that, and you're completely off base on that. The public, if there's someone that's accused, and I don't mean rumor, I mean where the police are involved, or someone that's in charge with a sexual assault, or a rape, or some kind of violent crime, the community, we absolutely have the right to know this type of thing. And I am telling you, I am at a loss for the people. That's how sometimes some of these teachers move around. That's why no one wants to relive it. As a Roman Catholic, I don't want to, but they've moved the priest around. When I see something like that, do you think like these people they just make things up? Oh, he could write a book, he'll make $1 million. He's not writing. He can't even write. I'm sure he's an illiterate idiot. Dirtbag, total dirtbag. What was plan B? And he violated the no contact order. Now that we'll learn more about. But I want to just touch on one more thing. I'm going to, good afternoon, Linda Daniels. And then I am going to touch on the situation with the bridge because the bridge is major. So, but it was a comment that made, now again, granted, St. Paul's School, 8 years, Bishop Hendricken, 4 years, 12 years of Catholic education. So I posted this for the subscribers. Now, again, everyone is entitled to their religious beliefs. I understand that. But the comment that irked me, now I'm not arguing with people anymore. So I didn't even respond on the platform it was on. But when someone put, and it really irritated me. I know it shouldn't, but I never claimed to be normal in the first place. So listen, if I were totally sane, I wouldn't do and go to a lot of the places I go and things I do. So let me just find it exactly. Um, where is it? Uh, all right, it was the subscribers. I posted on the subscriber page, which means I should still have it. But the line was, God called her home early. Now, it was supposed to be trying to, um, reference the. Let me just address that. And again, I'm not. Everyone's entitled to their religious beliefs, but that type of stuff, I can't believe when I see that stuff. There's no one to blame for what happened than the this person, the suspect, the person that carried it out. So God had nothing to do. God called her home, or yeah, what did God order the hit? Like that, that's just, I can't believe people believe this stuff. You think that's what happened. God didn't call her home early. Jesus and God were trying to comfort her in her dying moments on the sidewalk. God didn't call her home early. God was trying to comfort her and protect her on earth with her two children. Can you imagine? Like, what I'm fearful of is someone actually saying that to like her two children at the funeral or the wake of this whole business of that. I don't know why I can't find it. As if I know I posted it, unless someone deleted it. They better not have deleted it off the Facebook page. I mean, off this subscriber page. But folks, again, I'll look into it. I don't know why I can't find it, but I want to just finish this thought of like it's frightening to me that someone would think that. God called her home early. God, that is like, again, my fear is God did not call her home early. This individual, that God needed her more. Again, Linda, I know people don't know what to say, but I don't believe that. This Jocelyn she was a successful business person. She had her life. She had her two children. God did not call her home. No, no, that was an evil act. This suspect, if he is the person, the killer, he decided to take a gun and enter life. He did that. It doesn't work that way. Who would pray? Yeah, God, hey, Mickey, up and at him. I have a job for you on Friday night. No, that's moronic. And I want to just finish this. Yes, Christina. I can't believe I'm horrified that someone said that to you when you lost your daughter. God needed her more. No, no, wrong. That did not happen. And I just want to finish this up. It's the people. Again, we're not running a religious program here. And the people, I know that sometimes people don't know what to say, but it's along the lines of a drunk driver, right? Takes out a child on a bicycle, and I mean a small child. I had a teacher at Bishop Hendrick and Brother Muller, and he used to say it would drive him nuts. In Queens, there was a 5-year-old boy on a big wheel, right? Or one of those tricycles, and a drunk driver jumped the curb and killed this beautiful little 5-year-old child who was just minding his own business right in his driveway in front of his house. And the people that say, "Hey, God's will," that is, I can still to this day hear, brother, that is not God's will. No, that was the person that drank and then got behind the wheel. That was man's free will. God is then there to try to comfort the child after what happened, and try to comfort the the family that lost. Thank you. I can't believe. Thank you, Mary Jo. I just, it is beyond me that people think that. What? And again, I come back to who would God's will? Hey, Harry, finish your drink. I got a little job for you to handle on the way home. What? If that were the case, the guy's like, hey, I was just along for the ride. I was driving home, and all of a sudden, God moved my car. Like, that's not God's will. We are given, and again, I'm not preaching or running a CCD class here, but I'm just, that's not God's will. That a drunk driver would kill a 5-year-old? You think that? What one last story would really open my eyes to this, folks. Yes, she was, Anne. She was a leader. Thank you, Lucy. Yes, that's right, John Beckman. I, People who make comments like that, I don't know what they believe, but let me just finish this. When Prince died of an overdose, I saw this person put, well, God called him home. Now, this is what I used to make comments on other pages. I said, God didn't call Prince home. He overdosed. God gave him incredible talent. God blessed him. You think God wanted to remove Prince from the earth? And I'll never forget this woman who was a big fan. Her name was Barbara. Said that was his will. I said that like you believe that? You believe God said, I think time's up for Prince. Put some fentanyl on the private jet. No, that's not. That's not. We're not puppets on a string. Anyway, if that were the case, and I'm not trying to get excited here, but then anyone could use that defense. Why didn't you go to school? God wanted me to stay in bed. Why were you? What did you shoot her for? God's will. That's not it. God called her home early. No, he didn't. I am shocked I didn't post this. I must have got distracted. All right, which would not be the first time. I just want to find the exact word, and then I will post it. I will post it. There it is. I was almost going to. There it is. I don't know why I couldn't see that. She was a light in this world that God called home far too early. Oh, so it's God's fault. So it's God's fault that total nutjob dirtbag killed her, shot her in the head Friday night as she was coming out of her salon who she had a no contact order with. He had an illegal gun. He wasn't even supposed to be in contact with her, but it was God's fault for calling her early. That is really incredible. God had nothing to do with that. And again, I'm not, I realize with the religious stuff, I may be a little more animated since my cancer surgery, of which I'm very grateful. And I've talked a lot about. Now, do want to talk about the bridge. I do want to talk about the bridge. Now, we broke the story last night, and we have a follow up on it. I hope everyone understands that. And I'm not trying to. By the way, I'm not trying to convince everyone. I'm not. Again, everyone is entitled to their own religious belief. I understand that, but to me, I just find that life would be a lot easier if we were just a puppet on a string along for the ride. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. So therefore, and again, just to put a period on this, I don't believe that. Oh yeah. So so is someone going to say to her kids at the funeral and at the wake, "Hey, God made the call on this one. God made the call. God called her home early." No, no, that's not what happened. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there were professionals that could deal with it, but that is not this lunatic, this nutcase, this dangerous individual who was not supposed to go near her took a handgun and assassinated her and executed her right out in front of her salon on the sidewalk. That's what happened. He chose to do that. Don't blame God for that. So, all right, let me get on to the. Thank you, Josh. Free will, Nadine. It is. It's like the people that say it was a drunk driving accident. It wasn't an accident. They purposely drank. All right, I don't want to get off on the word thing. I want to talk about the bridge. You can read it on depetro.com. I don't say this with any great. The clues are right there with how the mayor of East Providence is responding to my story. Now, here's what I've learned. McGreed is in full panic mode. And Coach Dan, by the way, has already shown that when they closed the Washington Bridge, did he call Mayor Smiley the mayor of Providence? No, he did not. Did he call Mayor Bob De Silva the mayor of East Providence? No, he did not. What did he? He didn't do anything. He let them find out, like everybody else, when Peter Alviti went on the 5 o'clock news and broke it, right? Could McKee have told Smiley and De Silva ahead of time? Of course, he could have had a meeting with them that afternoon, wherever, somewhere in Providence, East Providence, said, "Hey, listen, guys, I want to tell you before everything else, I got some bad news coming." He didn't do that. So there's already a pattern he doesn't tell the mayor of East Providence. So I learned last night that there is real question marks on whether or not 195 Bridge, the Washington Bridge, can be saved. Now, I am hearing that it's looking more like a possibility that it cannot be. So what does that mean? Full demolition. They're going to full demolition. So there will be a period, and we'll be live. You'll be able to look, and there's nothing connecting. Nothing. Now, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but I've heard that is the term that is now being thrown around. You can read about it right on depetro.com. McKee nightmare. Can 195 be saved? I've heard the laborers are celebrating. They'd have their own Rhode Island big dig. This would go on. Do you know how expensive this would be? Do you know how long this would take? Uh, this would be like a gift to labor. Now, Governor McKee, he's afraid because the people, would be out of their minds. And regardless what happened in the past, he's the guy that's in charge right now. So we posted this last night. I am friendly with my old friends and colleagues down the dial at WPRO. However, and I think the relationship, my opinion, I think it's gotten a little too cozy with DOT. That's just I'm entitled to opinion like everyone else. East Providence mayor confirms bridge may get demolished. Now, what the mayor of East Providence posted last night is very, very interesting and telling to me. So I want to read you. Here's what he asked this evening. So he posted this last night. This is the mayor of East Providence now, after my posting, that they're talking full demolition. Forget about we're going to fix it. First they said 6 weeks. Now they're saying, it could be a little more than 3 months. Now they're saying the whole thing may have to come down. Right? So this is the Mayor De Silva. This evening I was asked by numerous people if I heard a rumor going around that a decision had been made to tear down the Washington Bridge. I had not heard the rumor, but it's on depetro.com, and there's also this East Providence group that we're talking about. So let's follow this now. This is the mayor of East Providence. Nevertheless, I called and spoke with Rhode Island DOT Peter Alviti regarding the rumor about the need to replace the Washington Bridge with a new bridge. Now, I want you to just stop for a moment. If Mayor De Silva is so confident with Governor McKee and so confident that what we've reported is not true, why would he feel the need on a Saturday night to pick up the phone and call Peter Alviti? Saturday night, who knows? Peter Alviti could have been home. He could be out of town. He could have been out to dinner. But the mayor of East Providence, now also, who didn't he call? He didn't call his buddy Dan McKee. Why didn't he call the governor? And if he was so confident that they're not going to do a demolition on the 195 Washington Bridge, why would you have to call anyone if he was so confident? Why wouldn't you just say, I know it's not true? He didn't do that, though, did he? He called the DOT director. Listen to this, it goes on. Director Alviti assured me the DOT has engaged the services of top bridge engineering firms to conduct a thorough and comprehensive deep look into the bridge structure. They're in the process of collecting, reviewing the data. No decisions have been reached. The DOT will analyze the data and make final decisions. Wait for it, here it comes. On the future of the Washington Bridge. Here it is. I hope and pray that the data does not show a need to replace the bridge, but it could. Mayor De Silva, if, however, the data shows a need to replace the bridge, then replacing the bridge will be the correct decision to make. Now, there's several interesting things about that I also then wrote about on this story on depetro.com. And it's something that there are some people that are pointing to this, his statement, and then saying to me like, aha, see, he just said they're not sure. I want you to just think for just a moment, folks. So in other words, those people, you think on a Saturday night in January, let's do the opposite. The mayor of East Providence, Saturday night now, not weekday, not even a weeknight, calls the DOT director. And what exactly was the DOT director? What exactly was he going to say? Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you. Yeah, we got to take it down, right? What was he going to say? Well, I'm probably not supposed to tell you this. Governor McKee said not to tell you, but listen, in that situation, right? Hey, hello, Peter. Yeah, who's this? It's East Providence Mayor Bob De Silva. Oh, yeah. Hey, Mayor. It's 9:30. Is everything okay? Yeah. Hey, listen. What exactly? What did you think? So the people that are trying to defend the mayor of East Providence. Oh, by the way, I don't know him that well. I mean, he's in a tough spot. But what do you? So they think under those circumstances, the DOT director was going to say, yeah, I meant to tell you. My bad. It's a full demolition. There was only one answer in that situation that he could reasonably give the mayor of East Providence. And that was, no decision has been reached. We're looking at all the data and, we're examining it and we're doing our due diligence and, gee, look at the time. I'm watching the game. So, hey, listen, it's good to call. Hey, call me anytime. What do you think he was going to say? But what I find most interesting He didn't call the governor. He didn't. Now, I've heard the relationship is very frosty. Now, by the way, let me just say this about the relationship between the relationship between I don't know who deleted the chosen one. I don't know what that means. Um, I don't know what that means that people that say, this Mark Feldman, yeah, of course they are. The, yeah, that's exactly right, Brian. I don't, the mayor of East Providence, I want to just back this up. Listen, East Providence is a disaster. Friday night, it was a parking lot. I've heard McKee doesn't want to hear about it anymore. He's told his staff, like, enough. Okay. It's an inconvenience. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care if the traffic's backed up. Like, stop talking about it. In the McKee office, it's like, don't even say anything. Right. So if I were trying to run, like he's the mayor of East Providence, trying to run the city, and even partly the mayor of Providence, not as much, but certainly along the East Bay, the people in the East Bay, I mean, the guy, Governor McGreed, he didn't even pick up the phone or say for a meeting. Listen, in 3 hours, unfortunately, we have to make a decision, and you guys are going to hate it. But it has to be done, and here's what we're doing. But I want to give you a heads up. I wanted to tell you in person. Instead, McKee posted a photo of himself having a slice of pizza. So, but it's very obvious to me. Here's where we're going to end it. It's very obvious to me, based on that posting, as I write about. Number one, Mayor De Silva clearly does not believe he's being told everything. Very, very clear, right? This Miguel. Yeah, that's right. I've heard Sabina Matos may be put in charge of the 195 project, that McKee may try to distance himself from it, and they're going to announce that she would now be in charge of it. That's an interesting decision. Where have we seen that done? Biden put VP Harris in charge of the border. McKee's like, oh, Sabina Matos is now in charge of the 195 project. Isn't that an interesting move? So, but I want to just get back to it tells me, number one, the mayor of East Providence, if he had still had a good working relationship with the governor, he would call him like, hey, listen, I just want to make sure that this is nothing to worry about. He didn't call him, number one. Number two, I think it's very telling. On a Saturday night, he called Peter Alviti saying, is this something I should know? That tells me, it actually confirms for me that the trust with the mayor of East Providence and the McKee administration has totally broken down. By the way, I don't blame, in that situation, I don't blame the mayor of East Providence. I wouldn't trust McKee after pulling this stunt. So, folks, I take no joy in telling you this. I'm not saying there's going to be an announcement. Many times, McKee has shown he doesn't like delivering the bad news. That state of the state was so over the top with the pep rally. He's the coach. It's Team Rhode Island, game plan. So hokey. It was just such filled with BS. Immediately, I felt like there's something up here. He's not leveling with us of what's going on. I don't expect, watch, they're going to try to downplay this. And then when they announce full demolition, guess who's going to try to come off like a hero? Hey, we're going to do a complete bridge demolition to save lives. Governor McKee would say, I told them, I don't care if this costs $1 billion. The people will gladly pay it because, I mean, it is going off the rails. All right. So now finally on this Sunday, that story in Pawtucket, they do have not only the person in custody, they have charged this individual. It's Mickey Fernandez. Thank you to those that reached out and shared with me who it was. It was on my TikTok page that we first learned the name. True. Um, and then also, I mean, it's horrific. It is. But he has been charged. We're going to follow up with that story as the week goes along. It makes no sense. It was a senseless. There was no reason to do that. Perhaps when she posted something on Friday, This guy wigged out. I have no idea. Total nutcase. I feel terrible. This woman felt stalked by this individual. Jocelyn felt terrorized by him. 2 children in the mix. And just he decides he's going to commit this. And then it sounds like the Pawtucket police have a very solid case. And that's right, Michael. He is. And it sounds like he's going to go to, jail for a very, very long time. Now, again, right now, he's just going to be charged. He'll be in court tomorrow. We'll see. I may think about going to that. I don't know. It's, that's right, Pam Marie. God is requesting a new bridge. Oh my God. This is, folks, and I want to just finish before I go and have my lunch. And then get ready to watch. Hopefully, I hope Detroit wins this game against Tampa Bay. It's really simple. It's actually really simple. I have no idea. The family of Dan McKee, they seem to, love him, and he seems to be a nice son to his mom, and the first lady, and the daughter's a good singer, and he seems to have a good relationship with. It's nothing personal. He's just, it's the Peter principle. He's in over his head. He doesn't belong in the job. And I want to again remind people that if we didn't have this ridiculous voting system, he wouldn't be the governor. He lost day of voting to Helena Foulkes. It's really simple. Helena Foulkes won day of voting. She should be the governor. And I also want to say she would have beaten Ashley Kalis. Period. End of story. Helena Foulkes, very successful CEO. Track record of being a successful leader. In nobody's pocket. Helena Foulkes, she doesn't owe anybody anything. That's who the people wanted. If Rhode Island didn't have this ridiculous ballot harvesting that allowed McKee to win because of ballot harvesting, he shouldn't even be there. Listen, I have no idea. Maybe he was a good mayor of Cumberland. I heard people liked him as mayor of Cumberland. Maybe, there were small businesses that said they liked him when he was lieutenant governor. And then Gina leaves, he gets to be the governor. But we're paying the price because this guy's in over his head. It's just, I'm not trying to be mean here. But it's kind of like Mac Jones. Seems like a nice guy, successful college career. As you're watching the NFL playoffs, it's very obvious that Mac Jones doesn't have the skill set to be an elite quarterback. And Dan McKee does not have the skill set to navigate very turbulent times of what we're going through right now between Biden, between the economy, bridges collapsing, money overspent, union special interests, laborers dictating to him, telling him what to do, cutting deals left and right. He's not, he shouldn't be there. I think that's a fair analogy. Thank you for who sent that. Thank you, Tina, my good friend. All right. Yeah, I know it is just ridiculous. All right, this Heather Moran. This is ridiculous. But folks, this is not, I also want to remind people, we have no recall provision. In Rhode Island, you can't impeach anyone. There's no recall provision. The only way you could get rid of him would be if someone is convicted of a crime, then they can be recalled. Now, I believe the Rhode Island Republicans should introduce legislation to change our state law government where a politician could be recalled. I would back that. I would support that. But when you see people say we should impeach him, the state doesn't have it. By the way, by design, they don't have it, but we don't have it. You can't recall him. He has not been, so far, he hasn't been convicted of a crime. The FBI thinks getting close, but he hasn't been charged. You'd have to be convicted. That's number one. Number two, this is a frightening thought what I'm going to tell you with, what I'm going to leave you with, excuse me. And that is, he's still here unless something changes. I mean, just let's do the math. He's here the rest of this year, which just started, 24. McKee is governor for 25. and he's governor for he's governor for 3 full more years. I don't know what's going to be left standing by the time this guy. I mean, there may have to be a full demolition on the entire state. I also just want to mention one thing. I don't pay attention to this stuff, and admittedly, there was one person. This woman. I'm not going to say who it was. Looks like outfits are made by Omar the tent maker, but sent me this message: delete the videos from Friday night. There should be no coverage of a crime like that. The least you could do is delete it. There should be no. I don't know how to respond to people like that, right? This is what happened Friday night in Pawtucket. Number one, it wasn't cold, it was freezing. Number one. Number two, listen, when you have she's young, or was in her early 30s, female shop owner coming out of her business and gets executed on the street outside, right outside her business. What does it say if that's not news, right? What is that? What is that? So we should pretend this is very happens all the time. Don't shouldn't even show it. Don't cover it. Like I admit, folks, this stuff throws me. You know, the other woman. Do not release the name of the suspect. Nope. You shouldn't cover things like that. I don't. All right, easily, obviously. They certainly don't have to watch. But I think we're in big trouble as a society if something like that happens and it doesn't even make the news. It's a no big, not even a big deal. No. Hey, I just heard woman was killed right there, Pawtucket Avenue. Really, no one was really talking about it. No, really didn't make the news. Really wasn't a big deal. What is this? What kind of state would we be in? And the same thing with, I don't think we should name. You mean the guy that was arrested for sexual assault? No, they're not gonna release the name or photo. No, we don't need to know that. I I I completely disagree with that. Number one, we have the right to know. Number two, there's a safety benefit to it that we have a right. You have a right to know. Why do you think the police put out sex offender alert? Now, granted, the people like that woman that said don't, they're against those, right? I recognize that. The progressives are against that. I get complaints all the time. Do not share the sex offender information. I say the same thing. If the police share it, I have larger reach, more followers than the police, so I'm sharing it. I get messed. You should not be sharing that. You should. I'm reporting you. You should not. Thank you. You should not be sharing that. Don't share. No, no. You have no right. Well, it's not like I'm just doing it on my own. It's not an individual post. I'm sharing what the police are putting out there. So no, you shouldn't be sharing that. But where do you get off? I again, I don't spend a lot of time on it. Everyone can make their own decision. You could, and what I try to tell them is, you do your own page then. You do a page, and then you don't have to share that. But I'm always mystified that people take the time to contact me and actually say you shouldn't be showing that. No, people shouldn't be seeing that. No, I think the other woman was saying, her and her mother, um, my mother immediately shut it off when it came on the news. You shouldn't be. What is? Oh, maybe it'll go away then. Did you hear about the earthquake? I shut off the TV as soon as I heard about it. Listen, it's not like you're trying to close the door so the bugs don't get in. I'm not positive. I don't think that works. All right. If anything happens today, it's freezing out. It will start warming up tomorrow. We're ready for On the Scene live stream. In the meantime, thank you, everybody. We have a lot on depetro.com. If you're not, make sure you subscribe to the page and enjoy your Sunday.